Good afternoon. Let's make sure this is working. All right, sounds like it is. Oh boy. I guess I can turn this off as long as I can see that we're broadcasting. That's all that matters. Don't need to hear myself talk. Yesterday was interesting. I was planning on streaming live yesterday, creating more of this knife that I've been working on. And, well, our local butcher, our deer processor, stopped by. He's an older guy, and he dropped off 8 knives that needed various work and repair done to them. So I'll probably end up having to take a break here in the middle of the stream today just because he's supposed to be stopping by to pick up his knives that I sharpened for him. So that was nice that that he did that, but I just wanted to get them done and out of the way with because deer season starts in what, 9 days, 10 days? I don't remember. I can't do math anymore. Must be a symptom of COVID. Just can't do the math. I don't. Today's Wednesday, I think. So at least that's good. I think I have that down. Regardless, so he'll be stopping by to pick up his knives, but I just wanted to get those done, so I didn't go live yesterday with that because, well, let's face it, it's basically me correcting geometry on blades and just doing some really detailed mundane work. And I don't think anyone really wants to see that. You don't want to see what I really do around the shop. You want to see what, the forging and stuff like that. So, anyway, it was a nice day. I did get to go out hunting yesterday. Then, of course, I had to clean my kill. But that brought me to a second point, and that is I really like how this custom knife, the Recurve knife, I really like it. And I hate it when this happens, that, I make something that I really like. And so today, if you notice, the stream is labeled as Project Stream 2.5 of 4. And there's a good reason behind that, and it's because, damn it, I want one for myself now. Now, this one I took, and I actually blued it, so, all you're going to see is the black silhouette. Let me bring it over to the anvil cam. But I really like how this profile turned out, and I don't know, man. There's just something about it. I'm like, every year I make myself a knife for hunting season, and I haven't done so yet. And again, with only like 10 days left until deer season opens, I should probably get on that. So, the sad part is I'm teaching a class the opening day of deer season. It's a tomahawk class, and I think I know one of the guys in the class, maybe 2 of them. But that's also when that knife gets delivered. So that'll be interesting because I'm gonna be out in the woods at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, waiting for sunrise, and hunting up until about. I'm gonna make sure all my ducks are in a row. No pun intended. Sorry, guys, not talking about you. But I'm gonna make sure that everything's all lined up and ready to go, so I can walk into the shop at about 8:40. Because it's really only a 50-yard walk from the shop to my tree stand, so it's not like I have to go very far, but that way I can get everything fired up. But essentially, I plan on hunting at the opening morning for, as long as I can, so we'll see what happens. But it'd be nice to have a new knife specifically for hunting season. I do this every year, where I make myself a knife for hunting season, and then the following year I sell it to someone else, and then I make myself a new knife. But I've liked how this blade pattern's turning out, so I decided to make 2. And it's better if I stop today with what I was going to do, which was handle making, and instead I go ahead and I replace that with let's do the whole blade again. because then I can do both handles at the same time. So essentially today I'm trying to bring this up to the level that the other knife is, which probably won't get completely done. I'll have to finish that up tomorrow morning before Nate gets here. So yeah, that's where we stand. So I've already got my billet, because I still have to make the billet. The other one I had made the billet previously, so I'm just bringing it up to temperature right now. It's all flux, just needs to be welded. And of course, it would help if I turn on the hydraulic press. Which also means plugging it in. So otherwise, I hope everything's going really well for everybody else. It is a really nice, breezy day out here. I do plan on quitting around 3 o'clock or so. Mainly because I'm going to go out for another afternoon of hunting. Gives me a chance to see where everybody's put their tree stands, and, you know, I enjoy small game hunting. Or as I call it, taking my shotgun for a walk. So So just like our previous billet, I'm starting this out at 5 inches. I'm just going to lightly flux the edges here. But if you recall, the knife started out with an 8-inch billet. We used 7 inches for the blade, or roughly 7 inches for the blade, and about an inch to an inch and a quarter for the hidden tang. So it means I have to do it all over again. But I need to draw this 5-inch billet, which is pretty close to 3/8 of an inch right now. Trying to think. Yeah, it's probably a little over 3/8 of an inch. Again, I can't do math anymore. I don't want to do math anymore. I just want to become one of those, you know, artistic guys who never has to look at math again. Just do it because I want to do it, not because it measures up or balances out or... I was always annoyed by math as a kid. Half this stuff, like, when are you ever going to use it? Well, guess what? I figured out when we're going to use some of this crazy math that they used to teach us. Yes, Mr. Scott, if you come across this video, thank you very much for teaching me all that useless math. Let's give these things a clean. I really love that simple green cleaner. I don't know if you guys ever seen it. It's been out for years. I remember when my mom first came across it. But it's an awesome degreaser. And the fact that you buy it in a gallon concentrate means you can mix it to your own strength. So I mix it really lightly for things like cleaning safety glasses and stuff like that. And let me just double check here. Nope. Thought that was Ed, our deer processor. I had the front door open so I can keep an eye out for his truck. Plus, like I said, the breeze is really nice today. So I'm going to next take this over to the hammer. We're going to start drawing this down. Just want to go lightly for now. And it looks like I lost a little bolt there, but should be able to give that, not a bolt, but a nut on the bolt. This is definitely a tool that takes a lot of shock, takes a lot of impact. I don't know that I have, I'm going to check and see if I have a lock nut of that size that I can go ahead and throw on there. Because that would be really, really handy. That is not a lock nut. I don't know if that one's the right size, but we'll check. Well, at least bring it down a little bit. Cool. It'll stay on there until it falls off, right? I was fixing the, or resetting up the pump for the duck pond. So I've got some tools scattered everywhere. But the ducks needed their water. And it's powered by a 12-volt battery, so it was really low when I first hooked it up, and I should have given it a nice charge. So I drained it all the way to the bottom. It's a deep cycle marine battery, so you can do that. But it took 2 days to charge up, almost 48 hours. But now it's working fine. Okay. Happy with that. Now I am going to give it just a little, super light coat of flux. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to do this on the tall side, just a pass or two. Just to make sure that all the seal is even. Before I start widening it all out. Got my iced tea, got a breeze. I don't even know what the temperature is outside, but 73. Not bad. So I just want to make sure that I have the right temperature before I attempt to do this. Since tomorrow is Thursday, I believe we should have Nate here in the shop. I don't know if we'll be broadcasting with him tomorrow or not. We'll see. I guess it all depends on what time he gets up here. But we'll definitely be broadcasting on Friday with him. Okay. Just one more time from the other side. That looks good. Just turning it around. And then I'm going to start giving some flat passes and start widening out my billet and elongating it. Wonder who the first person to jump into chat's going to be. Past couple of times, I think it's been Jeff accusing me of talking to myself, which is true. That's essentially what I'm doing, unless you guys start talking back. I'm not proud. I don't mind either, so we'll just keep it going. While that's heating up, I'm just checking something here. I didn't know if I was able to get total number of viewers between Twitch and YouTube all at once on one screen. I guess that's too much to ask for. But I mean, if you enjoy watching a guy just talking to himself as well, I guess his videos are fun to rewatch. Ironically, I don't really run out of things to say. I can just keep on doing this. Again, not ashamed, not tired either. Okay. So now we've got our billet down to about 3/8 of an inch, and obviously I want to be thinner than that, so I should actually grab a speed square, which of course always disappears. I know where one is because I took it out to the bandsaw. Maybe I'll have to grab that one again. So let's see. 7 inches. So it makes 8 right there. So I'm just marking this out on the anvil. I don't know if this will stand out enough. Not really. For those of you watching at home, I'll use a black marker just to make sure that I don't even know how visible that'll be, but does that show up on the camera at all? Not really. Okay. Oh well, I can see it. That's all that matters. I just like drawing on my anvil for no apparent reason other than to measure things out. And plus, it's my anvil. I can draw on it if I want to. Because that's how that works, right? I am going to have to go back into YouTube and change the title of this. I just realized that it probably says 921 on YouTube. So today's 923. Oh well, I can change that in the afterthoughts. Some odd reason I can't change it on the fly with YouTube. I can with Twitch. So it's kind of a repeat of, a stream I already did. Sort of. Anyway. It's like you're watching it all over again. So I took the one side down to 1/4 of an inch, which means we still have about 1.5 inches yet to go. Then we'll be at our starting point that was the previous billet. This is going to might have a little bit more mass. I can't remember the exact size of the billet I started out with for the knife that I'm copying. And maybe I should get a notebook and actually write this stuff down. I mean, nah, that sounds way too organized. At least it seems as though the stream is healthy. That's a good thing. Still see a green light over there on the screen. Still need to see if I can. If somebody knows if you can combine live streams back into one video using like YouTube Studio, let me know. Say something in the comments below. And of course, be sure to like and subscribe. You know, like what's going on right now, and subscribe to get future notifications. Turn on that notification bell. And that way you know every time I go live. Really want to get into a regular schedule with this. I think 3 days a week would be fine. Monday, Wednesday, Friday would be kind of cool. So a little bit of a thick spot. So that's almost exactly 1 inch to go. So we're going to take this down a little thinner yet. And by all means, for those of you watching, this stream after the fact, you can still comment on it, and perhaps I'll even reply back. It all depends. I get like 25 different notifications from YouTube every day, and it's always somebody asking the same question, probably regarding my my ferric chloride video, which seems to be really popular with almost like 200,000 views or something. I don't remember. Needless to say, it's a very popular video, and seems like I always get the same questions being asked time after time again. Now, not being the YouTube wizard, I have no idea if you can go ahead and search for your answer in the comments. That'd be a really cool thing. Okay, so we are off by 1/4 of an inch yet. And that's fine. I'm essentially going to go a little over beyond this anyway. So I definitely think there's more mass here than my previous build of this knife. Now I'm not sure if I'm gonna I like the blued look on this, on the first one. I know it's really tough to see on camera. But I kind of like it. I like the way that I know it's going to patina. It doesn't really show off the San Mai all that much. So I may end up taking it off. I don't know. Hard decisions. We'll see. I'm going to work on this one, beside it, and maybe I'll make them actually match. Actually, I'm going to put this one right here, just so I have a reference to go by. I'm right there. I'm going to do another smoothing pass on this backside, just because I did not get a chance to do that yet. But that's just going to take some of the hammer marks out from the drawing dies. Or all the hammer marks out, I guess I should say. I didn't even check. I guess, yeah, the hammer cam is doing pretty good. I should put some labels out there. Anvil cam, hammer cam, shop cam. Eventually, when I switch them all over to the same brand of camera, that will be really nice. And you guys, no, you don't see the sound level bar. Okay, good. I was going to say, that's just on my side. Added something to the screen, that way I know that, you know, my voice is still going through, that my microphone's not off. It's tough to self-produce this stuff. Producer, director. The BS cam, yes, Nate. Thank you. Thank you so much. Talk to the devil and he appears. There you go. I don't want to take that too thin. So using the very edge of the anvil and our black line, we are exactly 8 inches. So that's perfect. And I like the thickness of that. You can see. So we're just about 3/16 of an inch. That is totally up to you, Nate. The only thing we need to figure out is how to get you mic'd. But we'll figure that out. I think I have an old lavalier system somewhere in a box in the basement. Or maybe we'll just go live with you doing leather tomorrow. And I'll go cut some shooting lanes back by the tree stand. Now I have this. I have the handles that I need to make. Essentially, I really like this knife. It turned out really well. Right there. Here, I'll pull it down to the anvil cam. I really like how this knife turned out. Now, this has been blued, so it's, you know, nice and black. Which I don't know is the right finish for this, but for the time being, it is the way it is. But I really like the blade shape. I really like the weight. I like the feel of it. And I'm excited to put it in a handle, but I like it so much that I decided I needed to make one for myself. So you know, like I do every year, where I make a knife for hunting season, then I use it into February, you know, and then it goes away. I mean, that's just the way things work. And then I get to make myself another one for the following year. But that's the point of, you know, I'm a bladesmith and an avid outdoorsman. You know, that's why other outdoorsmen buy knives from me, because I'm not just a guy who makes knives, I use them as well, the same way they do. Probably the wrong pair of tongs to use for this. But yeah, you got projects. So what time are you getting up here, Nate? Okay. Perfect. Seems like that's when I kind of roll into the shop. Oh, my phone is sitting on a chair over here, so probably why I haven't seen them. Oh, there we go. Oh man, that looks great. Like I said, I will not let my daughter see this, because I know what she'll want. She'll want a dragon mask. Or she'll want a wolf mask, more likely. Which would probably be a lot easier. I'll have to look into it. I seem to remember a time when I used to be able to do leather work too. Cool, it's coming up tomorrow. Oh. I don't know why, but it's starting to get warm in here. Oh, wait, the forge, yeah, I get it. I'm blaming it all on these safety glasses. They like suck onto your face like one of those creatures from Alien. Yeah, that is the one with the face huggers, right? I don't remember. What color rivet do you need? I'm assuming you're going to say bronze or brass finish. Or I think because I have the antique bronze and the nickel silver, I want to say. I don't know, but we could always go to that place. Yeah, didn't Betty just do one? I seem to recall a post that looked like a face hugger face mask. Or it like curled around the neck and stuff, and it was pretty cool, whatever it was. I guess I should break out the guillotine tool and isolate the handle. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Where did I... Ah, that's where I moved the guillotine tool to. Oh, you all belong to the same leather groups. Of course you do. Just heard a car door, so I may have to step out for a minute. I just double check, see if that's my client coming up. Nope, apparently not. Told him I'm leaving at 3, so say be up before that. Got 8 knives to deliver. They're not knives I made, but you know. Butcher's got a butch. So they kind of need knives. Yeah, the old guy, the old timer down the road, who is our local deer processor. He does a few hundred every deer season. Well, deer season starts up not this Saturday, but next Saturday. So he dropped off his favorite knives to basically, some of them he didn't really like the geometry that was on there from the factory. So I changed the geometry on some and sharpened them all up. Oiled and waxed all the handles because I know how they're going to get blood and guts and everything else soaking into them. So I figured I'd seal them all off for them. Basically reconditioned and resharpened, you know, a bunch of knives. It's interesting how a guy who, you know, processes, you know, 250, 300 deer every year, and it's just one guy in a shop, I think. He might have a little bit of help. But his knives are, I mean, they're really skinny. A lot of them are like almost like fillet knives. 5 knives you need to finish this weekend? I think we got 3 students in here this weekend as well. I'll have to double check that. Okay, just starting to get that isolated. Again, I don't want to take it all down in one motion, but you know, Nate, we still have a dagger here on the wall that needs to be finished as well. But since I guess King Richard's Fair isn't going on, I don't know. That would have been the best place to send that. A couple just need edges. I see that as saying, Jay, you need to work. Here, do this for me. I'm not sure. We may even see a visit from Timmy. We're talking about it. Who knows? Depending on what goes on. I know Tim's really busy with work, slaving away in his home office. As I like to tell him that, you know, he just sits around in a bathrobe working all day. Now other people are doing that, but, you know, he's pretty much always done that, so. Just setting that down a little bit, just to make it easier to hold on to. Oh, is Tim here? I don't know if he's watching or not. He always sends me a message saying, damn, I just missed your stream. Like, well, I was only going for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Timmy! Oh, you have pants on today. You are here. Yay! Sending me messages like, I missed your stream. Tim, I streamed for 2.5 hours. How can you miss it? Hey, Jeff. Now all the gang's here. This is great. The first hour, I was just talking to myself like you were accusing me of 2 days ago, Jeff. So, Jeff, we ran into a problem. Remember that knife that I did 2 days ago? This knife right here, I'll put it on the anvil cam, ran into a major problem with this blade, and that is that I want one for myself. So, hence the reason why this is Project Stream 2.5 of 4. Today, I'm reforging it so that I can have one, because I think it'll be the perfect knife for my deer hunting season. I guess those are the kind of problems to have, though, right? It's not like there was a problem with the blade. The problem was I liked it too much. And since I know it's going to be disappearing, I want to use it as a template. So I need to start by drawing this edge down a little wider. Hey Tim, you don't by chance have a cheap wireless lavalier mic I can borrow for a few days while Nate's here, do you? I don't want the Sennheiser or whatever that is. That's too much responsibility. I'm talking like, do you have a Natty or something? Maybe, yeah, that's kind of, like, I think I might have a Natty down in the basement, but then I'd have to figure out how to get it into the computer. My other one is already taking up the microphone port. And supposedly I can add more than one to this one, but I'm not sure. And I know I have a wired one, but again, that goes into the microphone port. All right, so let's I think I'm gonna switch hammers here. Let's go a little lighter. Let me check my length. Yep, perfect. Check our width. Gotta watch that edge. That's about right. Sony mini pin wired stereo lav. So stereo on a lav, that's weird. Considering that it's just one microphone. Unless of course it's two microphones. Then you can hear both sides of someone's throat or tie or wherever you have it hooked. Ones I think I have down. Yeah, I think I have some ones that are XLR, but I can't find my FireWire to XLR or my USB to XLR. Actually, I do know where a USB to XLR is, but it could also be 1/4 inch. I don't know. All this sound equipment from a previous life. Let's go a little wider on this yet. Just want to give myself a little room for error. Wow, a Zoom mixer. I don't even know what that is, but it sounds fast. No, it's just, Nate's going to be up here for the weekend. So it's obviously I'm using a lavalier mic in order to get the sound into the stream. So if Nate's going to be here streaming with me, it'd be nice if I didn't have to go over and put my arm around him all the time to get him heard. Make it seem like a little bit more of a professional broadcast. We're just going to shove him back in the corner over here. And he's going to be we'll have the leather cam on, Just be cracking the whip. What I'd love to get is a microphone that actually hangs from the ceiling that I can control what it actually hears. That's the problem is when I get to that stage, then I need to get a very, very expensive microphone and mixing board, and then things just go from, casual production like I am right now. Because doesn't everybody have 4 cameras in their workshop that watch them as they work? Right, something like the average American appears on 280 security cameras every single week, I think it is. I do, but I don't. I don't go anywhere, so the only cameras I appear on are my own. And they're only hooked up to the internet when I want them to be. So I just wanted to get that recurve shape in there. You can see that on the camera. And I think they're just about the same. So I'm going to give this a pass under the power hammer one time. Just to thin this down and get myself a little bit more of a distal taper towards the tip. Plus, I'd like to get... Yes, Nate, they are security cameras. They're cheap $20 security cameras. Hence the reason why one of these days we need to upgrade them to the cheap, what is that, $60 or $80 camera that's up in the ceiling up here. Because I'm really sick and tired of all the IP issues. If you knew what it took to actually get this, to get all the cameras online every time I go to broadcast, because the IP addresses change all the time. And sometimes they're stuck in a loop. Sometimes, I'm just constantly restarting cameras and reassigning IP addresses and then redoing my OBS screen. And I know it all seems like it goes together so smoothly, but it doesn't. It only goes smooth when I'm on the air and that green light's up on the monitor. That's a nice taper. I don't think that gave me too much more length. I only have one trail cam, Jeff. And that just allows me to see coons and squirrels and foxes that are running around where I wish deer were. Haven't seen any coyotes on it yet. That's kind of weird. Because I hear them. I should really put a trail cam out by the ducks. Not that they're out at night. They put themselves to bed about 15 minutes before dark. And then I just go and lock up the doors. But so I'd like to have a camera. I'd like to have a camera inside the duck hut, just so I can see them. And also, they're going to start laying soon. So that means I can look and see how many eggs I have, or, that I don't have. Because some brilliant guy decided that I only needed a 3.5 foot tall door, i.e. me. But yeah, I only created a 3.5 foot tall door in order to get in. Perfect for my daughter. But she's not here all the time, so I built it dual purpose so that, should I choose to not have ducks anymore. Omelets, yes. But yeah, should I decide to not have ducks anymore, I have a fort for my daughter to play in. I've never had an omelet, Tim. But is that thing that you made that was kind of like an omelet? That would explain some stuff. You can't spell today. Like today is actually any different than any other day. Yesterday morning, I was up hunting, and it was about 11 o'clock in the morning, and I started getting yelled at by a great horned owl. That was kind of cool. At first, I thought it was somebody making the noise because it sounded so fake. And then I actually looked it up on Google or on YouTube, and wow, yeah. So great horned owls don't sound the way I thought they did. So I want to see if I can isolate that a little bit better as far as how much of a gap I have between the spine and the top of the hidden tang. So I'm looking for a small piece of 1/4 inch steel. I have 3/8. Technically, I guess that's 1/4 inch. So I'll see if I can make that work. Perfect. It's okay. Tim, I can't spell any day, so. I kind of spell like Dan Quayle. I put arbitrary E's in places where they don't really belong. Oh, it's running low, isn't it? Well, it's heating up. I'm going to fill up. I got to check my fluid stash. I may have to make more. What, Tamothy? Or Raisenberg? I mean, Tamothy, you really missed out on naming one of your daughters Tamothy. Timathy. Okay. So I'm going to clean the hidden tang up here a little bit on the power hammer before I start tapering it down. I don't know, Nate. What's wrong with putting S's at the ends of different words? They call him Squirrely Dan because he's so squirrely, right? Oh, apparently I knocked a knife off. Oh, that's right, Nate. You haven't even used the new power hammer. You're gonna have fun with that. So that looks like a nice, consistent thickness. Happy with that. Gonna straighten this out a little. And my weld, my little tack weld is breaking off there. That's totally fine. Switch over to my preferred hammer. Don't think I need a diagonal peen for anything else today. Oh boy, I really wish I hadn't eaten all those gummy bears last night, because then I'd have some right now. You missed it, Nate. I actually went out and bought like a 2-pound bag of gummy bears. Like, totally out of character for me, because, you know, I like things salty and bitter. So what kind of length I need to get out of this yet? I'm doing pretty darn good at copying this thing. Yes, Nate, only 2 pounds. But it only took me like 3 days to eat it. So I know where those 2 pounds went. Actually, it might have been like 2.3 pounds, or I don't know. It was Haribo, so they're German. It was all in metric. I have no idea how much it actually was. It might have been a kilogram of gummy bears. Now we need Jurgen from Germany to jump on and extol the wonders of German gummy bears and the metric system. I'll laugh if he's actually there. Okay, just going to run this under the power hammer. Yes, Nate, you're absolutely correct. We need to go to Costco and get a 48-pound box of Reese's. What were they? Reese's Pieces? Reese's Peanut Butter Cups? I don't remember. You know, I've got a buddy of mine who works for Herco, or at least one of their divisions. I can ask him if there's a company store where we, you know, because Reese's is literally what 4 miles down the road from me, just like Hershey. They used to sell peanut butter drums out the door. And when I say peanut butter drums, I'm talking a 55-gallon drum of peanut butter for peanut butter cups. Now, I don't know if that was to the general public, but I know employees that used to get them and then feed the bears with them. Okay, got a nice taper on there. Let's just straighten that out. Okay, our tang looks perfect. So I'm just going to do a finishing pass under the hammer. Just take out any weird hammer marks that I have. But of course, I've got to find the right set of tongs to do that. Ah, there they are. Well, put these back where they belong. So 2 more heats and the forging portion's done. Turn down our pressure a little bit. Get my brush out. Trying to get any loose scale off of here. So I prefer not to hammer that into the surface if I can, or don't have to. Oh. Slight little happy hits. Blade looks nice and straight. Just have a little skewing here at the tang. So bring that over a hair. Close enough for government work. So here's the billet I just forged out. And the knife that it will be, side by side there. So it looks like I copied that pretty spot on. So I'm excited to see how it turns out. Now it just needs to cool down so I can start grinding it. I don't plan on stopping the stream, so. But I am going to stop the forge. It's starting to get a little warm. Time for some whiskey. I don't know, Tim. Here's the problem. I'm becoming like a severe lightweight during this whole pandemic thing. I had 3 Lion's Head the other night and woke up with a headache in the morning. I'm like, I wasn't even tipsy, but at the same time, I don't know. I need to leave those out. I think I'm getting too old to drink, Tim. It's time to just have a nice cold glass of chocolate milk. Although, you know, don't get me wrong. Uh, a cold beer with some spicy Mexican food is oh, please no, Nate. We're gonna be drinking that Cannon Blast shit with the orange vanilla Coke, right? Oh, that's all it is, Jeff? So you're telling me that all I need is an IV bottle hooked into my vein with some saline, and I'll be totally fine. Well, that's easily done here in the shop in this clean, sterile environment. Maybe I just need to switch to that really, really, really light beer. No, I'm kidding. I could never do that. If anyone ever sees a Michelob Ultralight in my hand, please shoot me. Oh, thanks a lot, Tim. You have a good one. We'll talk to you later. I'll send you a message later on today after I'm back from my little hunting jaunt off in the woods. Almost there. Probably about 400 degrees or so. Just want to let it cool down a little bit more. So that wasn't bad. San Mai billet. When did I start? About 12:15, I guess, 12:20. So just about an hour. Let's call it an hour and 15, just to be safe, to take that billet, talk a whole bunch, get distracted. But to take that from billet to knife, not bad at all. Da-da-da-da. One thing I didn't check was the width. Nope, we're fine as long as I don't take too much away. Should be able to cool that down in about another minute or so. Then when Nate gets up here tomorrow, I guess I'll have to start looking around for wood in the morning to figure out, you know, what I'm going to make the handles out of. And I'm going to try to get the ferrule milled out beforehand. That way I can just kind of go. What I'd like to do is I'd like to do a pin construction on the wood handle. And that might be a little bit more complicated than normal, but at the same time, we'll see. What size leather lace are you talking about? Are you talking round lace or are you talking flat lace? Because I have I have a little bit of this stuff right here, which is the round lace. 1/8 flat. I don't know that I have any up here. It's not something I recall seeing. But I know of a place that we can get it. And we've got to go to Costco anyway. So they're all kind of in the same area. Unless, of course, we go to Costco in Lancaster, which is better. But it's not better. It's just... So the Costco store in Harrisburg is a mirror version of the Lancaster store. Meaning that when you walk in, everything that should be on your right when you're used to going to the Lancaster store is now on your left. And the whole store is backwards. So it just throws me off. Like, I know where everything is in the Lancaster store. I should know where everything is in the Harrisburg store since it's a mirror of it, but apparently not. Okay. I'd say I could pick that up with my hands, so that meant we were good, but we all know my hands. I may want to go back and reforge a little bit of this. I'm not sure. Well, we'll see. Let's get that profile done. So, break my pencil out here. And get the speed square. If I do it like that, it's going to be a hair shorter, but I don't know that I'm really concerned about it. And I do kind of want to take this back spine. I want to take it back further. Do a slight variation on this knife. There's no reason why everything has to be exactly the same. That's really not much to trim out either to get that profile that I want. So let me find my safety glasses and let's get at it. Just cleaning up the outside edge so I don't see any seam of that San Mai. I mean, there's a benefit to not going back and reforging this edge, which is to say that I can bring the San Mai layer up higher on the knife itself. Almost gone. Making sure I don't see any seams. Okay. Almost flat. Just a little deeper yet. A few thousandths of material to take away. Almost there. Perfect. Yeah, Jeff, that candy off of Union Deposit is, for you anyway, that's probably the closest place. We have another supplier down in Lancaster. They're predominantly just there for the Amish community for doing harnesses and stuff, but we get some leather supplies through them. The problem is they don't carry everything. So like the rivets and stuff that we really like to use here in the shop, they all come from Tandy. Not really digging this little transition area, but we'll see. I have ways of making it work. Get my shoulders lined up on here first. Yeah, there's not really much as far as leather stores anymore. Not that there really ever were, but so what I'm not all that thrilled about. See if I can get this to show up on the camera. Right here, where we transition from our, from our hidden tang to the blade. This is just as forged. I really wish I would have forged it out a little further, so I had a straight line there. But I didn't, and I don't have that much material. I guess I could go back and do it again. Maybe I will. When I go to stamp this, I'll go ahead and forge that area again. Let me, I'm going to step over to another grinder and start bringing some of these bevels down. Let's go with a higher grit belt on that. don't think, what is that, 120? I really want is a decent 80. I'd like it in ceramic if I have it. I don't, but I have a 50 in zirconia. So this will work fine for bringing down that bevel how I want it. Okay. Cool. So I'm just getting my my plunge line set in. Yeah, Nate's a really good person to talk to, Jeff, as far as that goes. I think his closest leather store's on, what, City Avenue in Philly, right? That'd be the closest one to you. Oh, that's nice. I can really see where the San Mai boundaries are. Very happy with that. I'm just going to bring this down to a consistent thickness. Both sides. It's amazing how little time it can actually take when you're comfortable with your tools. I realize you guys can't really see too much of what I'm doing, but I'm just going ahead and finishing up the profile of the knife, getting the bevels down. Bringing everything down to a consistent thickness. So it heat treats properly. Okay. I'm not going to take the surface completely clean just yet. I don't think. Maybe I will. Cool this down, and I'm going to change belts out here. Yeah, that's still what, Nate? Like an hour and a half drive for you? It's not close. Really taking the scale off, which is a lot easier because I don't have any hammer marks. Not worrying too much about the tang right now. One little area to be addressed, but that's to be expected. I think that's probably good enough for now. Switch this over to a 120 again. Now I'm just going to polish that surface out. Yeah, Jeff, it is really nice to go into a place like Tandy and to be able to see and touch the actual product, you know. And one thing that we've found is they may say that this is recommended for this, but again, that's a recommendation. It doesn't necessarily mean that it won't work for what you want it to work for. So seeing it is a good way to compare or to actually get a feel for what a product is. So I'm just going over this with 120 grit. Make my sanding a lot easier after heat treat. I'm going to see if I can pull that little shoulder down. It's going to take a little bit of care to do that. Since I've already ground my bevels and everything else, I can't miss strike. It's not like the client's going to get pissed off. Okay. Take all those rough grind lines out. Make sure our spine is square. One quick trip down the edge. Looks good. And let's hit the bevels slightly. Good enough for now. Good. Okay, so here we go. In my left hand here is the knife I just forged out. And that's the blade I was going for. So comparatively, I'd say I'm pretty spot on, aside from the fact that I made the spine of this a little bit more broken, personal preference. And I just want to fix up this area right here. So all in all, though, pretty much same. Wow, the new one's actually a slightly longer blade. So let me just explore something really quick. So if I can take that back a little bit by grinding it, I don't have to. Let's see what happens if, or when, I just shorten that all up. It's not going to be a perfect fix, but at the same time, I'm going to do both. So do my iced tea. So now I'm really just nitpicking on this stuff. Not necessarily a bad thing. Oop. Tore my belt a little bit. Not a huge problem. I mean, I'll still need to square these up a little more. Flatten that out some. Sorry, I'm just talking to myself. Okay. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to see if I can set this area right here. One area where I didn't grind. See if I can just move that out a little bit. Do that. I will switch to a lighter hammer. So what time is it? 2:06. Not bad. Less than 2 hours from billet to blade. Really nice size on that. Hey, Jurgen, I didn't even see you come in. Sorry, man, I was grinding. We were talking about you earlier. It was all good. Hope everything's going fine over there in Germany. So let's see if I can move that out. I'm not going to push my luck too much. Just want to see if I can give myself a little bit of material right here. One more heat should do it. Uh-oh, you're in trouble. We're well ahead of schedule. I said I wanted to wrap this up by 3. And really, I've got stamping, straightening, normalizing, and hardening yet to do, and then it goes in the oven. So comic shops aren't a bad thing. I used to be known to frequent one. I think that's all I'm going to do. I can at least flatten that out now, and that'll look good. Yeah. Okay, so let's heat this up and stamp my touch mark. Once I get the touch mark on there, we just need to check it for straightness. Yeah, that's Nate's retirement plan. See, Nate, don't you wish your wife had a cool job like working in a comic shop? Instead of just something practical like fixing people's hearing? I mean, come on, comics. You can still read, right? You know, even if you can't hear. I think we're good enough. Let's go center blade with this. Out there. Good. Straighten everything out. Just going to switch this around. Yeah, she'd never come home with a paycheck. You're right. The rest of that blade is looking really nice. I'm not even, there's nothing left for me to straighten on that. Hey, as long as those customers aren't the same customers sitting in there browsing for hours and hours and hours. Know what they want? Get out. Next group. Down here, though, I remember going to the comic shop, and sometimes it was, you know, that was a 2-hour adventure just finding what you wanted to read next, or reading in the store so you didn't have to buy it. Yeah, I'm real happy with how straight that is, so I'm not going to screw with it at all. Yeah, we've got the same thing here at, you know, the grocery stores. They wipe all your carts, all the buggies, you know, all the hand carts down every time they, you know, a customer is done with them. Got to have all your masks, and can't have any salad bars open because, you know, people could cough into it, I guess. What I'm really wondering is, how are the buffets doing? You know, there are some restaurants that were only buffets. I know our local Indian place just went to straight menu. Let's get that a little closer. So, Jurgen, if you remember the blade I was hammering out on Monday, I had a problem with it. And the problem was that I liked it so much that I wanted one for myself for deer season, which opens in a week. Oh, the other mask, huh? So, yeah, I'm essentially copying the blade that I just did. Oh, Nate, that looks really cool. I want one of those. Yeah, so I'm actually literally copying that blade 100%, or pretty darn close. So there's the other blade. So That way I have one, since this one's going to a customer, and I'll use it for all of hunting season, basically through February, and then I'll put this up for sale. Just want to make sure my edge is nice and straight. Looks like my tang might be a hair off. Yeah, I'm going to fix that really quick while I can. I hear you. So what you're saying is, if I want to copy it, bring the pattern along. Because I would totally put my regular face mask underneath that mask. I need to figure out a way. If this was my Mac, I could easily do it. Since we're both on iPhone, I could actually share the pictures that you're sharing with me. I guess you could always put your Instagram link up there, Nate. I don't know if you've shared them on Instagram yet. Yeah, so I'm gonna do a feral with this. I've got a really large bar of bronze. So I'm gonna use this bar of bronze right here, and I'm going to mill my feral for that. It's not going to be a cross guard per se, but it's definitely going to be a nice separation between the blade and handle. And I've got some things to do in the morning before Nate actually gets up here. But Nate will be here tomorrow, so that's cool. Means he can help me brainstorm as to what I actually want to do with the handle. What do I do with the dog's head hammer? Just a little nudge there. Let me check that tang. It looked like it was going off a little bit to the left. Maybe that's just an illusion. It's got to be ground a little thinner anyway, but and I think I can see. It's probably tough to see on this camera, but right along here, you can actually see the boundary of the San Mai. So it's up pretty high, and yet I've still got some ways to go as far as grinding goes. I didn't check the other side yet. So when I do San Mai, I like it to have an appearance. It goes all the way to the edge here, so I'm gonna have to bias a little bit on my grinding there. But here it comes up really nice and high. So I'm very happy with that. Let's go ahead and heat one more time. Yeah, I figured you probably couldn't see it. Hey, at least I got the color temperatures kind of right on these cameras now. Everything's color corrected to kind of look as though they're all the same, you know, the same lenses that I'm using. Whew. You know, I guess it would be cooler in the shop if I actually had the fan pointed towards where I am. Oh, so you saw N.R. Williams' art or whatever it is? It skipped your Instagram. Weird. I wonder if I can type it. It didn't come up on the screen. It came up fine for me. I did it from Twitch, though. Well, gravity still works. I think I got a slight bow in there just from how the bottom of the forge is. This one I'm just going to hold while we bring it up to temp. So this is going to be my quench. Let that cool down just a hair more. That's what's nice about having these offset tongs. I can kind of hold it off on the side of the forge here. So I'll pull it out, check my heat, make sure it's traveling far enough. I want it to go into the tang. Make sure we're nice and even on this. Seems pretty good. And quench. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Ah, look at all that oil hitting the floor. Exactly what I yell at other people for doing here in the shop. Looks straight. Let's move this thing out of the way. Just want to clean this up hair more. Now, before I put this into the oven, I'm going to set it up beside the other knife. Take a picture of it for the gram. Cool. Get my foot out of the picture, damn it. Let's turn that off. And get this in the oven. Probably should have turned it on first, but oh well. Get all the dirt cleaned up quick. This is perfect timing. Like I said, it's a lovely afternoon here, so I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to stick around until 3:30 when I told my client that I was leaving. So if they want to pick up their knives for the shop, they will do so before then. Might have told them 3. I can't remember. Either way. And then I'm going to go take the shotgun for a walk today. I think I'm going to take my 12 gauge out. It's only a single shot. Might be a little sporting. I gotta see what kind of shells I have for it. Go out and do an afternoon of squirrel hunting out here in the woods. It was fun yesterday morning and last night. I went twice yesterday. Successful on both hunts. So today I might be taking a buddy of mine with me. All depends if he was able to go get a shotgun or not. There you go. Nice pile of trash right in the center of the shop for me to walk through constantly. I'm kidding. I know that I need to. Yes, Nate, I will have fun, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks again, guys, for watching. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Don't forget to like the video. You can follow us on Instagram. Visit our Patreon. All that fun stuff. But appreciate you watching. Tomorrow, Mr. Nate Williams will be joining us here live in the shop. And that's about it. So we'll see you real soon. Take care. Oh, no. You just tuned in for the last moment of the show. Of the stream. So, hi, Za. Welcome back, man. Hope things are going great in Indonesia. Jeff, we'll see you later. Yeah, you're gonna have to go back and watch this on YouTube. I basically did a repeat of Monday's forging because I like the knife so much I wanted to have one for myself. So, but basically did it in about 2 hours and 15 minutes from billet to heat treat. I just got it in the oven. So, yeah, be sure to go back on YouTube and watch the video, man. And we'll be broadcasting again live tomorrow once Mr. Williams gets up here. So look for us tomorrow at some point, probably around 1 o'clock or so. But again, guys, thanks again. Take care.
Time.